Hi, welcome to Courageous Journeys. I'm Peggy Oliveira. Thank you for joining me today. One of the things that I do with my clients, both individually and in group settings, is gently nudge people past their comfort zone. Because there have been many quotes that say, right, that growth happens beyond your comfort zone. Change happens beyond your comfort zone. And so a big part of the work that we do is finding a sense of safety in pushing back or pushing through that comfort zone. And so today I wanted to talk to you about what that might mean for you. So I'd like you to take a moment and think. Maybe even close your eyes if it feels comfortable to you. Obviously, if you're not driving or anything like that. And just check in with yourself and ask, if I wasn't afraid, if I knew it would work out, what would I want to do? What would I want to try? What might I want to say? Who might I want to engage with? Take a moment, maybe even hit pause, and check in with yourself and ask that question. If you knew that it would turn out well, what would that be? Even if you're not quite sure what well might actually look like, but it won't be whatever your fear is. We hold ourselves back in so many ways, and fear is generally the biggest part of that. If you saw my video, a few weeks ago or so, I did a video on catastrophizing. Actually, I think it's been a little longer than that, but you can find a link below. But the fear is what keeps us from going after the things, saying the things, setting the boundaries, healing. Because in our mind, we imagine that we're going to try this thing and it's not going to turn out well. And for many of us, the outcome, what isn't going to go well or how that's going to look when it doesn't go well, is often pretty extreme. It's often catastrophizing. It's imagining the worst case scenario. And sometimes it's just about feeling something. What if I feel this? What if I feel like a failure? What if I look stupid? What if I make a fool out of myself? What if it doesn't work? And of course, you imagine all the different ways that it might not work. What you often fail to do is think of the way that it might and what it could look like for you in your life if it does. Pushing ourselves past our comfort zone is not easy. We have to push through our natural protective mechanisms because, as you've heard me say before, if you've watched my videos, we naturally, particularly for people that have experienced trauma and interpersonal wounding, we have such extreme defenses that naturally and automatically come up. That anytime something feels uncertain, uncomfortable, the unknown, those come up and it pulls us back from doing something different. Even when there's a part of us that is very clear that we really want that, we come up with all the reasons why it's not good or right or the best timing, not the right person. We'll find a reason because that's what we do. And you, I know, you want more. I also know that you deserve more. You deserve so much more than what you have allowed yourself to experience. And I can say that with confidence because you're watching this video. So there's something internally that is seeking understanding, support, or maybe even permission. Of course, not that you need permission and not that I'm the person to give it to you. But if you just need to hear that it's okay to want something, to desire something, to go after something, here it is. And you deserve that. You deserve to have the things in your life that the fear has held you back from. And I believe that you are capable of almost anything you could possibly want. It may not be easy. There may be a lot you have to do to be able to ultimately get there. And if you're 40 years old and you want to be an Olympic athlete, well, yes, that's probably not going to happen. Although they have Olympics for seniors, so maybe one day down the road. But I think you know what I'm saying. Most things that we hold ourselves back from, it's not because we're literally incapable. It's because we fear failing. We fear all the possible outcomes that are going to make us feel bad, maybe even prove what we believe about who we are, that we're not good enough, that we're ultimately undeserving. So again, what would you try? What would you do? What would you allow yourself to dream as a possibility if you didn't have that fear? I'd really like to encourage you to think about that. Maybe even come back to it a few times over the next few days, next week or so, and just see where your mind goes. Notice what comes up in your body. And I would also really like to encourage you to take some time to journal about that. It doesn't mean you have to go out and do it. It's just a practice to let yourself settle in with what comes up for you when you let yourself think about it. Because when you notice what those feelings are, when you notice what those fears are, then you can start to do things to help ease into what could be possible for you and your life. Things that likely you've had moments when you thought, wow, what if this could happen? Or I really wish I could try that. Well, there's a good chance you can. And there's a really good chance that it could turn out well. Now, I want to have a little caveat here. If you're talking about disclosing something traumatic, if you are really wishing that somebody could support you in a particular way, there are a lot of factors that play into that have nothing to do with you. So I'm not talking about those kinds of things, at least not right now for this video. I'm talking about trying a new recipe, but maybe you're afraid it's not going to turn out well, somebody's not going to like it. You might think it's going to be a waste of time or a waste of money. It might prove that you're really not a great cook after all. Or trying a new hobby or adventure. Sharing something, maybe not really personal at first, but sharing something with a new friend, or maybe even an old friend. Letting yourself explore the things that there's been a part of you that's wanted. Thought, oh, that could be interesting. That might be fun. Maybe something you want to learn. There's so many things that we hold ourselves back from. And you deserve to live your life fully with no fears constraining what is possible for you. I would love for you to share in the comments below what came up for you. Was there anything that immediately came to mind that you would try? What did you notice happening in your body as you thought about it? Was there immediate resistance? That's pretty common, and that's the fear kicking in because trying something different is unknown. And again, we tend to catastrophize. And that unknown feels really uncertain, unstable, unsafe. And to stay safe, we stay with what we know. Even if there's so much out there that we want to explore. Even though we feel like we might be missing out, staying the way that we are feels safer. So please share in the comments if you think somebody could benefit from this video. I'd love it if you could maybe share this with them and also give it a thumbs up so that other people are more likely to find it. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you do so and click the little bell for notifications. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'll look forward to seeing you next time.